Germany is sold as one of the safest, smartest countries to study in. Low tuition, strong economy, clear system. But here's the truth no one likes to say. Germany is only easy on paper. Once you arrive, there are silent systems, hidden rules, and financial traps that do not care whether you are new, foreign, or confused. In this video, I'm going to expose the real downsides of studying in Germany in 2026. Things students only discover after they've already committed. And you want to stay to the last point because it's this last trick that has drained thousands of international students legally. So let's dive in. Now, the first point is insurance debt. Now, for those of you that don't know, there are some statutory expenses in Germany, and insurance is one of them. Now, pay attention to this. This information is for students that come from, countries that have a long waiting period for their visa approval and stuff like that. Now, before you do your enrollment or before you enroll in Germany, you need to be insured. So which means you need to get an insurance company that will, take you on board, and then they will give you a paper that you are insured, because without that insurance paper, no school will enroll you. And you need that enrollment certificate, to process your, extension or whatever. So now this is where it gets interesting. I want you to pay attention. Once you enroll, the cost starts from that very day. But many people don't know this because the insurance company, they will not charge you. You get what I'm saying? They won't charge you for anything. They will allow you to enroll, and then, of course, you get your certificate and then you're good to go. But the moment you land in Germany, the moment you land in the country, because the system is so interwoven and intertwined, they automatically get an alert that you've already landed in Germany. They will send you a letter of your bill. Now, this is where students completely get bamboozled. The bill will be backdated to when you were insured, not when you landed in Germany. The bill will be backdated to when you were insured. And many people start their life in Germany already in debt. That's the honest truth. Many people don't talk about this, but this is one of the things that destroy people from the jump. Because you are starting your life and you're already in a debt of maybe 1,800, some even go as high as 3,000 euros. Because insurance, you pay it on a monthly basis. So they will calculate how many months you were enrolled up to when you came into Germany. They will calculate. So let's say your waiting period in your country is maybe 1 year, and you've insured a year ago. Each month, and you are paying like 150 euros. I think that's the amount students pay, 150 euros. If you are above 30, you're even paying more. So God help you. But if you are below 30, I think you pay like 150 euros thereabout. So if you are paying 150 euros, multiply by 12. That is 1,800 euros in debt. You've not started your life, you're already in debt. And there are many people that don't know about this until when they get into Germany, and then they get their letter and they realize what happened? I just got into Germany. And the funny thing is, it is legal. So even if you get a lawyer, you cannot win that case. You will not win that case. Yeah, the only thing you can do is maybe you can try to negotiate with them. Maybe some of them might be nice to reduce the cost and maybe meet you in the middle, but definitely you will pay something 100%. And if you don't pay it, they will write your school. There are many people that have been into this situation that I know personally, that have got into a big problem with insurance companies. So this is one of the things that you need to know about, and nobody will tell you this. Your agents that are collecting your money, they will not prepare you for this. But this is the reality of what's happening. If you are in this situation now, write your insurance company right now and let them know. Ask them so that you are aware of this. Don't say I did not tell you. And the second point is job agencies. Now, there are so many job agencies in Germany that, when they give you contract, there are a lot of hidden conditions, hidden clauses here and there. And because you don't understand German to a decent level, well, you just sign the contract because you want to get a job, they'll offer you a job and then you just quickly sign. Not understanding that there are some clauses in that contract that will completely kneecap you, that will completely cripple you. Many people don't know. Many students get into this and then they realize, whoa. There's a friend of mine that shared this story with me. He got a job, he was happy, he signed the contract. He didn't know that there was a hidden clause in that contract that says that before he leaves that job, number one, he has to work for minimum of 6 months. Number two is, if he's going to leave, he has to give them 2 weeks notice before he decided to leave that job. He didn't understand the clause because it was in German. He didn't know. He just rushed to sign, and then he started working. So after working in that company for like 2 months, he got another offer, which was better and higher than where he was. Of course, everybody wants, everybody wants a better pay, everybody wants a bigger job. So he just he was thinking, okay, let me just manage the ending of the month and then I will just leave. He didn't understand that he had to give them 2 weeks notice. He didn't get it. So when the month ended, he just left, and then he was banking on the money was going to get, which was about, I think, 1,800 euros then that was going to get. So he already planned his life around, okay, when this money comes, I need to get this, I need to get this, I need to get this, I need to get that. Only for, the end of the month when he left, because they paid their salary first week of the following month, only for the time to come, he didn't get his money. Instead, he got a letter from the company that he has to pay a fine, and he has to pay back all the months that the company has paid him. He has to pay it back. And it was like, no, why? I mean, I got another job and I'm leaving. I worked with you guys at the end of the month. And they told him, your contract, did you read your contract? Then he now took the contract to someone, interpreted the contract for him. The person now said, well, sorry, it is in your contract, and you signed it. He had to pay back that money. I'm telling you, it was a serious case. They did not allow him to rest. They kept on including fines until he ended up agreeing an installment plan with them, and then before they came to the conclusion, then he had to pay back the money, and then the one that he has worked, he paid everything back. I'm telling you. Now, who will you blame? Is it him or is it the insurance company? Well, I mean, you could blame the guy because he didn't know, or he didn't do his due diligence by understanding that you need to understand what you are signing. That's Germany for you. The country doesn't care if you don't understand the language. It will assume that you know it, and then because you signed it, well, the system will assume that you know what you are signing, and the moment you sign it, it is binding on you. So my advice would be to you, if you are coming to Germany for the first time, don't rush to sign anything. Do not. Imagine if this guy had maybe had a friend or had someone around him that helped him, he probably would not have gotten into that big mess. So my advice would be, before you sign anything, make sure that you tell them, okay, can I keep this contract? Can I take a day or two, read about it, and then get back to you? Most times they will tell you yes. If they are telling you no, you have to sign it now, that's already a red flag. Run for your life. Run. No matter how much is in that contract, run for your life. There's a clause in that contract, I can tell you firsthand, that will cripple you, honest to God. So make sure when they give you a contract, if you don't understand it, especially if it's in German, if you can speak German to a decent level, okay, fine, do your thing, but make sure you read it and understand before you sign. But if you don't understand it, or you are not sure about it, they will try to interpret it. But even those that are interpreting it, they would not even tell you the intricacy, because of course they know there's a hidden clause in it, so they will just brush it aside. So make sure that you give it to somebody, a friend of yours, someone that you trust, to interpret, go through it, clause by clause, and understand everything before you sign. If you are okay with it, then sign. If you are not okay with it, tell them, can you amend this? Can you do this? Can you do that? If they say no, tell them, sorry, I cannot do this one, and just walk away. It will save you a lot of stress. It will save your mental health, because if you sign it, like I said, well, don't be like that, my friend, though, that had to pay a lot of money. Speaking of paying a lot of money, speaking of not understanding the system, speaking of a guide, if you need someone that will help you, that will guide you, someone that knows the system inside out, I mean, not inside out, but at least knows the system to a very, very good level, someone that will help you to pick the right school, the right city, Ausbildung, scholarship, all those good things, sponsorship learners, someone that will help you with all this, click on the link that's pinned in the comments below and book a consultation with me, and let me help you, let me guide you. Winter semester is around the corner. Admission is starting, it's flowing in now. Let's start the process together. Let me help you, let me help you through the process. Like I said, if you want someone that will guide you so that you will not make mistakes, it's absolutely important that you ask the right questions now, so that you don't make mistakes later. Like they say, a wise man learns from the mistakes of others, and that's why I'm here, to guide you guys, to show you the way, to help you. So if you need that, click on the link that's pinned in the comments below. It doesn't matter what you are doing, it has been done, it doesn't matter. Click and book a consultation and ask the right questions, and I will guide you, I will help you, I will tell you where you are making a mistake and where you are not. Okay, don't say I did not help you. Don't say I did not help you. Now the third point is, block account is no longer enough. And that's the honest truth. Many people say, yeah, you just need a block account to come to Germany, this, that. Of course you do, it's part of the requirement. But the money that you get from the block account every month is no longer enough to cover your monthly expenses, and that's the honest truth. Because block accounts, you have to block 11,904 euros, which means every month they'll be giving you 992 euros for 1 year straight. Now let's now break it down. Your rent alone is maybe 450 euros. That's if you are lucky to find a student apartment. Insurance, which is statutory, you pay 150 euros. Now there is ticket free, or if you have a semester ticket, then it's fine. If you don't have a semester ticket, as a student, you're going to pay 38 euros every month. Add that to the cost. Now there's feeding expenses, there's internet expenses, there's clothing expenses. If you add all these things together, the money is filling. Maybe you are left with maybe 60 or 70 euros in a month. And if God help you, you're like me. We enjoy black tax. Your brother will call you from home, your mom will call you from that 60 euros that is left. You will still want to give them something. So when will you balance yourself? When? And then you continue that cycle month in, month out, month in, month out. So block account is never enough. I can tell you that for free. My advice would be go through sponsorship letter. Again, if you want to know more about it, click on the link that's pinned in the comments below, and I will guide you. Many students don't understand this, and then they come and then they are burnt out because of this financial stress. You understand? And then they have to do jobs on the side, and then of course they have their studies, they have their life, and everything just become chaotic. But if you understand this and you know that the block account will not be enough, then you look for an alternative route that will help you to settle down, or you are prepared to come here and then you are coming to work, or do things on the side that will give you money. Then that would also help you. Or like I said, sponsorship letter is also the best option. Go down that route. You don't need to worry about this financial stress month in, month out. Now the fourth point is student jobs pay late. That's the honest truth. Now there are so many jobs for students. They call it VEC studenting or working student jobs. There are so many part-time jobs for students. Now this is where it gets interesting. Most times, because you're a student, the company, they will either pay you a month after, or if you are going through an agent, they will pay you on the 15th of the next month. So, and most times your rent is always taken out from the bank account in the first week of the month. So if you don't have money in your account, or let's say you are waiting to get paid, you are already messed up, because now you have debt, and then you have fines and all this kind of things. And many people don't know about this. These are one of the downsides of studying in Germany. Of course, there are companies that will pay you that month, but most companies will pay you on the 15th of the next month, or they will pay you work this month, but they won't pay you. They will pay you this month's money the next month. So there's a month gap where you don't get any pay. How will you pay your bills unless you are financially okay, or unless maybe you are aware of this information and then you have some money when you are coming in? Okay, you'll be fine. You get what I'm saying? But if you don't have any money, many people go into debt with this mindset. You get what I'm saying? So it's best that you understand this. Not all jobs will pay you that month. Some jobs will pay you a month after, and you need to know this. Like I said, if you are coming with no financial understanding, or not understanding how the system works, and you just think, when I come here, yes, I'll just get a job and I'll be chilling, you have 1 month that you will not chill. Of course, and in following months, because you already have an outstanding debt, you will now start carrying debt over and over and over. And if you are not careful, it stresses you out mentally, because now you are constantly getting letters from here, and then they are giving you fine left, right, center, and then it affects your mental health, and they are still calling you back home to send money. So you can see why a lot of people are always fighting. And that's the honest truth. So when they are here and they're telling you this is what they're going through, empathize with them. People back home, empathize, understand them. It's not like they don't want to help, but sometimes even they here, they need help too. Okay, so that's just for you guys to understand that. Of course, you make money, but it's not easy like that. And then the last point is the landlord trick. Now I want you to pay attention to this one very, very clearly. Okay, now in Germany, there's something called warm rent and cold rent. Now the combination of those two is what forms your total package, your rent. So let's say, for example, your rent is, let's say, 1,000 euros every month. Now your warm rent can be 200 euros, and then your cold rent can be 800 euros. So the combination of both will now sum up your total rent. Now the 800 euros goes straight to the landlord. The 200 euros is what includes your utilities like, water, electricity, gas, and all those other things. That's what is included in your warm rent. Now, what most landlords do is they increase your cold rent and reduce your warm rent, and they do this a lot to foreigners, new people that are renting house for the first time, or students, because they know that you don't understand the system. They will never do this with the German, because the Germans, they know this already. You get what I'm saying? But many landlords, they do this, and the funny thing, by law they can get away with it. There is no penalty for it. You get what I'm saying? Because again, it's a contract that you signed. Anything that is written down, you sign it. There is no penalty to it. That is how it works, because they will assume that you know what you are signing. So many landlords, they do this. And the warm rent is a contribution towards how much you use in a year, because each apartment has an allocation that's allocated to that apartment. So at the end of the year, they will calculate how much you used compared to what's allocated to you. And if you are paying, as you are paying every month, that money is, that 200 euros is towards your contribution to the warm rent. Do you get what I'm saying? So at the end of the year, because you are paying less, you are going to definitely use more than what you are supposed to pay. And at the end of the year, they will now calculate the difference and you will have to pay it. And there are so many students that go into huge debt. Just because of this, they don't know this, they don't understand this. And of course, like I said, because you signed it, there is no lawyer that will fight for you, because they will tell you, they will assume you knew what you were signing. You get what I'm saying? So my advice is, before you sign any house contract, make sure that the warm rent is equivalent to the amount you are supposed to be paying, because they have this way they calculate it per square meter. That will give you an idea of how much warm rent you are supposed to be paying. You get what I'm saying? So don't let all these landlords, don't let them scam you, don't let them trick you. But this happens more times than you know. I mean, if you're a foreigner, you've experienced this before, write it in the comments, let people know that I'm not lying to them. But this happens. So my advice, like I said, get people that will help you before you sign anything in Germany. Please, be it house contract, be it school any contract, as long as it is not understood by you, make sure that you get someone that can interpret it and understand, and then ask, is this normal? Also compare the contract with other people. I got this house contract, can you check, is there anything that I'm missing here? Is this how much I'm supposed to be paying? They will tell you, no, this one is too low for this square meter. Tell your landlord to increase the warm rent. Once they do that, you'll be fine. But if you don't know and you sign it, well, you sign yourself into debt too. Don't say I did not warn you. Okay, I hope I was able to help you guys in this video. Like you guys already know, I always come and I spill the truth. So these are some of the downsides to studying in Germany, and I want you guys to understand that I'm not here to spill negative news. I'm just here to tell you the undiluted truth, because like I said in the last video, I owe it to you guys to always be honest. And I believe that the mistake that I made, if I knew about these things, I would not struggle the way I struggled. And I don't want you guys to struggle the way I struggled. That is why I'm giving you guys the yin and the yang of how life is in Germany. And if you also want to know the downside to Ausbildung in Germany, click on this video right here. And I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out.